Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on March 9th, 2022, 5:30 p.m. in room 206 at Darien Town Hall for a meeting of the Blight Review Board. Looking at our agenda, our first topic should be the minutes of the meeting going back to January 12, which we had tabled from last meeting. And I see immediately, I think we had talked of how that was 2021 shown there, but it should be 2022. Anyway, if you folks have had a chance to review those, I think that I did edit them a little bit. I think that they're accurate now, but if anybody has any comments, questions, concerns. All right, then I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. A second, Mr. Burke. In favor? That's unanimous, I take it. Thank you. Okay. And then the meeting minutes of February 9. Uh-oh, I got to change my template because that also says 2021. I appreciate Mr. Etter getting into. And I think they're in good order. Anybody else? Any other comments, questions? Mr. Burke moved, Mr. Etter seconded. Anything further? All right, I'm voting unanimously approved. Thank you. Seems so simple now, but it wasn't so simple before.
I'm not involved.
Right. Okay, then let's turn to Mr. Solito and his report for us.
Very good. We'll start with 16-001, that I believe, George, you may have gotten an email from the town attorney.
I did, yes, with a proposed lien.
About the lien, yes. Okay, so that's, just wanted to mention that that's still in process there.
That's good, and let me comment that council, I forget whether it was Bob Bernie or Wayne Fox, but anyway, they suggested that before we actually file this on the land records, that we notify the banker who is in charge of this property that we're about to do that, and see if that doesn't get greater attention by the bank, hopefully not wanting to be involved with such a potentially public issue. So I think that's a fine idea. Any dissent on that? Okay, so why don't we?
Do we know, just in general, what the time frame would then be in terms of either having the lien completely filed, or when that communication with the bank is going to occur?
I think it'd be rather prompt at this
Yeah.
point. I have the, maybe you saw too, there is a draft of the lien available.
Yeah, and that's just to have that go in, that's just bring it to the
Yeah.
town clerk and have it stamped and
Very
it's done.
simple. So that can be done quickly as soon as council gets the banker on the phone.
Now, that communication would come through the town attorney?
Yes, I
Up to
think
them?
he's established some connection with that banker. So I think that's the best way to do that.
Okay.
Unless you have you been in touch with the banker?
No, I have not.
Yeah,
no.
okay. So we'll do that, but one way or the other, I think that either ought to be filed before our next meeting or have some other resolution, I hope. Good, good, good. Okay, next.
Sure. We'll move on, 17-001. That citation was after there was some discussion about when they were going to start accruing the fines. It was decided last month by the board, and the citation was signed and returned back to the town attorney the day after the last meeting, so that would be February 10th.
So
It was returned to the town attorney.
you said 17-011.
011.
11.
17-011.
Okay, good. So that's in process of being served.
It's, I emailed them. They had not heard anything back from the marshals, so they're awaiting to find out when date of service or whatever.
Good.
And then after that is served, then the fines will begin to accumulate?
What's the citation, if I'm correct, the citation is already, it's already been 30 days, so the citation's giving them an amount of fines already, because it's 30 days after. Hold on, let's see. fines began on this particular property in April of last year.
Okay.
So the citation went out acknowledging that fines had accumulated from that point to the date of the citation. The citation gives them 30 days to comply with the fines. Otherwise, then it gives power to the town to lien the property 30 days after the reception of that citation.
So the reality is it's likely in the next 30 to 45 days to enter lien status, because we don't expect that all of a sudden that they're going to come.
Yeah, and whether or not it's lien, this is up to the board, yeah.
Yeah.
But exactly, correct.
Okay.
The citation was, here we go. It was the date of the citation was February 9th. So technically, technically today,
Right.
it could be liened. So I would assume if you want to talk about it next month to
Yes.
go forward.
I think that'd be appropriate, right?
Do we know if it has been served by the town attorney? I mean, it's, 5 weeks.
Do not know. I contacted them, I asked, I sent them the email, I said, please give me some update on the service. And they couldn't, they said that they haven't been in contact with the email from Attorney Bernie.
Yeah,
That they hadn't been in contact with the marshal to find out if it's been served or a date.
yeah, that's
And they're going
unusual
to-
of a marshal. You'd think they'd do it pretty quickly and
Right,
submit their invoice, but,
yeah.
so,
So it's out there, it's in their hands, we're just waiting to hear back.
right. Okay, good.
Okay. 17-013. At the last meeting, it was requested we send the owner another blight violation and hearing notice, which was sent and received, with the hearing being the next meeting, the April, I believe it's April 13th, yes, meeting. So he
Okay,
has received notice to show up at that meeting. There's been no changes on the property.
okay. And you know that he got it because, did he reach out or
He certified mail receipt,
received? Okay,
yes.
good.
And then if he does not come to hearing on that date, then what's the next kind of step or club in the bag for us?
You could do a notice of determination
Yes.
that there is blight.
We
And that-
can, yeah. We can determine at that meeting, with or without him,
Right,
that there is blight.
and
And,
that
give
would
him-
start
30-day clock.
30-day
to
clock,
remedy it.
right?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
good.
There is no other, I don't think if I put anything else for 17-019, other than I did send a reminder letter to her about the two vehicles. I haven't heard anything. Ally hasn't. I talked to Ally just to see if she may have
Yeah.
contact, because she does call you before she'll call me, and she hasn't at all. So I haven't heard anything about that. I know she's still waiting to sell them or.
Yeah, whatever. Debris seems to be kind of collecting at this
Mhm.
point, too. Okay,
Okay, 18-002. That citation was signed, sent, and it was sent, the attorney said to send that certified mail, and that had been sent and received.
Good.
So they received their citation with the amount. Since that time, in the past 3 days, I've gotten 3 emails from the property preservation company. I don't know whether they actually are reading the things, because the first one they asked me, "What is this?" And I've talked to them and sent them stuff before, sent them the notices, and again, talked to them. And then the next day they sent, "Can you send me copies of the violations?" And they've had all this for
sure,
months, but
yeah.
they are actively on the email line with me trying to get more information. When I go in tomorrow, I'm gonna forward them the documents that they need, but they do know that this is what it is. And it's good that the citation does say that it's an invoice, because they're looking to, they see it as a bill.
Okay,
And it's like, what do we need to, you know?
yeah, right.
So, I'll know more. They just said the last email I sent this afternoon, about 3 o'clock or so.
Does is the preservation company, is that an entity that would be able to undertake some activities to cure the issue, or do you get the sense that they're just a check writing group?
No, I think that they, in dealing with them in the past, they can do things. I think that they do have, the owners of the property, they don't really want to even think about the property. I think they give all the power to the property preservation company. They, in the past, we have had tenants, I don't call them squatters, but non-paying tenants,
Holdovers.
that they've been able to go to a judge to get permission to come on the outside of the property to clean it up. Their take is that the tenants or the people that are there have control of the property, and they can't go on the property until it's actually theirs. They just, I believe that they would just need to go before a judge, explain we're accumulating money because of fines, and we don't need to go in the house, but we need to go on the property to clear the things away from the house.
Right.
Good.
And that is really what their next step has got to be.
So I forget from our last meeting, has this been foreclosed finally?
Yes, it is
So
definitely
the bank
bank
owns it.
owned, or actually, I don't even know. It's U.S. Bank Trust, which I don't think is technically a bank. I think it's just
Okay,
maybe a receivership of.
well, whatever.
Or maybe the loan servicer.
Exactly, I don't know.
Okay, but
One-
whoever the prior obligor is out. Okay, got it.
I wonder if they've even started the eviction process, because they're gonna have to evict them.
Right.
Well, you know, there was the moratorium, which I think
That
is.
ended last
that
summer.
ended, yes, exactly. I don't know. I really
Can
don't.
look it up.
Well, we'll give them some incentive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's accumulating, so,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, we'll move on to 18-004. There was some talk last meeting about the possibility that a building permit
Right.
had successfully been
Oh,
taken out.
yes, this is.
No, it has not been taken out.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
I spoke with the building department. They said that he was told that he had to get a building permit out to do the work, and he has not. So,
They did, yeah, this is the one that did go through P and Z, and I'm sure it was approved at P and Z,
it was.
yeah, to do some new wall, new stone wall.
Mhm.
It was not to build a house.
Right.
The cottage was gonna stay, but he was gonna clear out the rest of it and
Mhm.
put a stone wall, and it was at least gonna look better. So, but we can't force him to get a building permit, I guess, but,
Well, the ordinance says specifically building permit,
oh, okay.
not P and Z permit, not anything in the building permit. So the software and the building permit, they have not given him permission to do anything there yet, whether or not P and Z has approved.
Yeah,
Maybe they have approved it, but he hasn't come through to get any kind of permit.
right, okay.
So at this point,
We're free to act.
it's clear to continue to accrue, such as it is.
A citation has been issued on that?
Yes,
Is-
yes, that's, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
So so it's accruing,
Yes.
these fines, or is there any lien yet? Or what's the-
There is one lien that was done, I don't even know, it's been over a year, I think, now at this point. But George, he got an email from the attorneys about, do you have to keep the liens up to date?
Right.
And
Oh, so this is a different one. I'm sorry, I'm confused. This is the famous infamous
Yes,
one from way back.
a
I'm sorry.
long-standing one.
There's another one on Old Kings. that I was thinking of, but
Oh.
anyway. Yes, and so I did want to address that with you folks. Council reminds us, informs us, what have you, that we had asked that they do a new lien to update it, but they are carefully telling us we don't need to do that. There's no obligation to do that. But I think our thought, certainly my thought was, we need to get this in front of the guy as often as we can, you know,
Right.
just to let him know, because he'll have an excuse all along, I never knew that, I never knew that, so. And obviously, it's accrued real money now, and is it $56,000, I think?
Almost 96,000.
Oh, is it 96?
96, but that doesn't include, that's just the daily fine.
Right.
Doesn't include the lawyer's fees, anything
Oh,
else that
okay,
can
that's
be
so,
added.
right.
This is-
I'm looking
Yeah.
at the second lien, and that is for 56,700, and that's on top of the first lien, which was, I guess, about 40,000.
Hmm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so that was the total.
Okay, good.
Well, my question then would
Yeah.
be, if not another lien, then what? I mean, we shouldn't ignore this, should we?
There comes a point where I think it becomes really an issue for the town. Do you want to go to court and foreclose on it? We can. I don't know at what point you want to do that. We haven't done it before, and well, that would be an action for the town. I think we would certainly consult with the selectmen on that before we did anything. I don't really know what our authority is to do anything like that. But
Well, is that the next step then, that we should
Yeah, I think
consult
it is.
with the selectmen?
yeah. Well, let's get this one served on him, see if there's any reaction, and then consider that.
Okay, very good.
Good.
All right, move on to the next, 18-005. I did receive an email from the owner. Again, I had sent him a letter from previous meeting. We were gonna send him another letter, and he sent me an email back, of course, today, because today's the meeting.
Yeah.
And he did say that he did some further work on the north side of the property, which I went out in the snow
Yeah.
and did take some pictures, and he did. A lot of the chimney that was covered with vines
I
and
see.
stuff, it's all been cleared out. That side of the house has been cleared out, which is good.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to ask, now that everything is kind of, it's still gonna be an issue in the spring when things start to grow back.
Right.
However, the front of the house is now very visible.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some very clear pictures of what now is house dilapidation.
Yeah.
The fascias over the front door is all rotted out, the front stairs are rotted out. There are two enormous cracks in the foundation in the front that run from underneath, from the sill plate down a good 3 feet. And from the street, I could see it. It's at least an inch wide, two of them
Really?
are like an inch wide. So I went on the back of the property, which is viewable from Stony Brook Road south, and took a look back there. And the huge trailer is still back there. There's 3 canoes that are back there. And something I had never seen before, there is an abandoned vehicle back there.
Oh, yes.
I had no idea, and I think we could only see it because there was snow on it. And just enough snow to outline the hood
Yeah.
and the top.
Okay.
And getting pictures of it actually showed up, it's there.
Yeah.
So my thought is to, with everything now, including the house, because we do not have, that has not gone to, there was a
citation.
determination of blight, but it's been on hold.
Yeah, because he was being responsive.
Yeah, to potentially reissue warning that includes the new things that we
Yes.
were able to see.
Yes.
The foundation, the fascia, the condition of the property, and all the things in the back.
Right.
And there's gonna be at least 5 violations there. I know he's not gonna like it, but I think it might be, in my opinion, it might be prudent to just kinda, okay, you did, that's great, Now we've got to address these things.
I agree.
And see what he's gonna do.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay, Peter, yep,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Okay.
good.
So, I'll get that out tomorrow, that's fine. Okay. Good, all right. And last one, 21-001. That citation has been sent, and it was accepted and delivered on the 17th. Oh, I'm sorry, the 22nd, about a week after it was signed and sent forward.
Okay,
So it's in the owner's and the owner's representative's hands. But still have not heard anything from anyone, and the property is in the same condition. No changes.
And then what would be the next step now that the citation's been issued?
Would be to wait and then start to, wait at some point where it becomes lienable, which is March 14th, March 13th, March 14th.
Right.
And hopefully, once they get the notice that they're now, money's coming out of their inheritance on the property, that,
right,
I don't know. But
That'd be
that's the next step. Next step would be
right.
accumulation of fines.
So we have found a blight condition, we have imposed the $100 a day fines, they've now received notice of them, they've got their 30 days to cure it, and then the fines accrue, and we can cite them thereafter.
I think the fines technically at this point are, $8,900, about $9,000 so far on that one.
Oh, that's been accruing for a while.
It
Was
started
back in
accruing
21.
fines on December 10th.
Right, good.
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good.
Um,
All right.
And that is all that I have.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Good thing. Any other topics, concerns? I guess we've covered the agenda. I was just wondering about that property that I was talking about, where they were gonna build the wall and leave the cottage, and it was approved by P and Z. Do you know which one I'm talking about? But
That it is not the one,
yeah, it's up on the hill in the corner. You know,
we had that on our radar. That was
Yeah.
the one where they did blasting and is that one
Yeah,
where
I
they
think-
took
I
the
think
rock
that's right.
down?
Did they actually do that? I
They
didn't know
did the
did that.
blasting, and it is, the property is now relatively level.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so
And,
they're taking some action.
They cleaned up the property, they put a new stair into the front. It looks
Okay.
much better than it used to, if that's the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
if it is, okay, I'll have to, I go by there occasionally, I should check
It's
it out.
number 172, I believe, if that's.
Sounds about, yeah, sounds about right.
Just, you mean the one that I worked with?
Yes.
Right before, yeah.
Yeah, where
and
there
the
were tenants in
Yeah,
there,
and they
yes.
moved
Yeah,
out.
there were tenants,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I just remember that one did get P and Z approval, so I wondered if,
It does look much better.
moving forward.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right,
Yes.
good. All right, well, if nothing else, Mr. Burke moved, Mr. Etter seconded, and we unanimously agreed to adjourn. Thank you all, great. See you next month on the
Short and
13th.
sweet.
Yes, we should have,